"You're dead to us." They didn't scream it. They whispered it, like a funeral prayer over a coffin no one wanted to claim. I was 22 years old when my family threw me away. Not for stealing, not for hurting anyone, not for any crime you can name. Number. They discarded me because I stopped believing what they believed. The beginning of the end came quietly. One rainy Sunday, as the congregation chanted their songs and repeated their prayers, I looked around, and for the first time I truly saw them. Faces drained of life, eyes hollow but obedient, mouths moving in perfect unison, singing words they no longer questioned. I felt it in my gut. This isn't worship. This is survival. And for the first time, I dared to wonder, what if we're wrong? Doubt is a slow poison. It doesn't kill you at once. It eats you molecule by molecule. At first, I tried harder, more prayer, more confession, more shame. But the cracks kept spreading. I read books we were forbidden to touch. I watched videos they told us would kill our faith. And instead of killing me, they woke me up. The fear was unbearable. Every night I'd stare at the ceiling thinking, if I leave, will anyone still love me? They always said family was forever. Unless, of course, you questioned the teachings. Then you became an enemy, an outsider, worse, a traitor. One night, I made the mistake of telling my older brother what I was feeling. I thought, maybe, just maybe, he would understand. I told him I was struggling. I told him I had doubts. I told him I needed to talk to someone, anyone, who wouldn't judge me. He didn't even hesitate. He stood up, left the room, and within an hour, 3 elders were sitting in my living room, faces grave, eyes sharp. They asked questions I wasn't ready to answer. They twisted my words into weapons. They called it love, but it felt like execution. The real knife came days later, a family meeting, not in the warm living room where we shared birthdays and Christmases long ago. No, this one happened in the cold, barely furnished basement. No laughter, no hugs, just silence and a single sentence. You are no longer welcome here. I laughed at first, a stupid, broken laugh that sounded like it came from someone else. You're kidding, I said. I'm your son. I'm your brother. My mother, the woman who once sang me lullabies, couldn't even look me in the eye. My father, he just nodded. Slow, final. They didn't argue. They didn't cry. They simply let me go. Not with anger, which would have hurt less, but with cold, religious certainty. I was a disease to be cut out, an infection they had to purge to stay pure. Packing my bag that night felt surreal. I kept thinking, they'll change their minds. They'll call me back. They'll realize I'm still me. But the door stayed closed. The phone stayed silent. No second chances. No goodbye hugs. No, we love you anyway. Just empty air and broken promises. In the weeks that followed, the loneliness was unbearable. Waking up in a cheap apartment alone. Eating in silence. Passing strangers on the street who had no idea I existed. Every part of me screamed to go back, to apologize, to beg, to erase everything I had learned. But I knew I couldn't. Once your eyes are opened, you can't unsee. Once you taste freedom, even bitter freedom, you can't go back to chains. Holidays came and went, birthdays, family weddings, funerals, all without me. They buried my grandfather, the man who taught me how to ride a bike, without even telling me he was sick. They celebrated births, graduations, new homes, while pretending I never lived. Sometimes I wonder, am I a ghost to them now? Or worse, was I ever real to them at all? Years later, I'm still healing. There are days I wake up crying. There are nights I dream I'm back in the living room, laughing with my brother, hugging my mother, being loved. and then I wake up and remember. But here's what they couldn't erase. I am not broken. I am not lost. I am not evil. I am free. I built a new family from friends who chose me, not because of what I believed, but because of who I am. I learned that love isn't conditional. It doesn't come with strings. It doesn't threaten you into silence. Real love says, you are enough, just as you are. And so today, if you're standing at the edge, afraid to lose everything, let me tell you, yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like dying. But on the other side of that pain is life. Real life. Yours. And no one can take it away again.